Gentlemen, you are now in the bone zone. Everybody step away from the bone zone. Drop your bone zone and get in the bone zone. Step away from the bone zone and get in the bone zone.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay. It's my friends, not mine. How do we do that?
Step into the bone zone.
I don't know how to get into it.
Randy.
I'm sorry.
Randy. Randy.
I'm sorry.
Get away from the bone zone.
I don't know what you mean.
Step into the bone zone.
Okay, I'm stepping in.
I love little girls, they make me feel so good. I love little girls, they make me feel so bad. What?
Hold on. What was that song?
They make me feel
Feels
so bad.
bad. Yeah.
But then it stopped.
Yeah.
Mad
They
hard.
They do make me feel so bad.
Hey guys,
What happened
welcome
to the
to the Bone Zone.
Hey, welcome to the Bone Zone.
Bone
The
Zone.
Bones Zone. We're here without Brendon Walsh today.
Brendon is on the road.
Yeah, so pour one out for Brendon tonight. He's out there struggling,
Pour one out
pour
What's that mean?
pour a little on the ground, pour one for your homies.
of your drink.
Pour one for your fallen, or if you have anything else that pours,
I thought maybe that's what you called masturbating.
pour one out. I'm pouring one out tonight.
What?
Speaking of
Pour one. Wait, what do you mean? Speaking of,
masturbating,
yeah,
I've talked to you about this.
you have.
Haven't done it in a week and a half.
What?
Oh, you did tell me that, but
I've
you
gone-
told me that at a week. You continued.
I've continued to not, because I had made a pact with myself and to God up above that I would
Almighty.
not masturbate for a week, almost purely out of scientific interest into what makes me masturbate, or what are my impulses when I'm about to masturbate. Is it out of boredom? Is it out of stress? Is it out of whatever? I wanted to analyze it's a very stupid reason to give up masturbation.
No, it's not stupid. I think that's scientifically interesting.
It is pretty interesting, and I haven't had to delete any porn sites off my computer for the last however long.
Oh, what do you mean by that? Like out of your history?
Out of the history,
Oh,
I
okay.
had to go back just in case you die and your parents come over to clean out everything and they see what
or your
your real
your
life
cat
is.
gets like super genius.
Yeah.
You never know.
Super Geniuses 3 or Baby
Like if your
Geniuses
cat,
3.
like you can't be too careful. Like what if your cat just starts to learn to use Safari?
Cat already knows way
on
too
your
many
iMac.
secrets about me.
Um,
He's already seen too much. I should just probably, if I'm in the throes of death, I'm going to pick up my
Do you
cat
have,
and
like-
take him with me.
Do you have little blindfolds that you put on your cat when you masturbate?
Tiny little blindfolds.
Do you have?
No, it's like it's just one of those like sacks that they put over your head. One of those like when you're being executed. I have one of
Yeah.
those, but I feel bad about it.
Do
I feel
you?
bad about it.
Do you?
That's why I punctured a hole in his chest so he had a breathable hole near his lungs that
That's
he could
really
use.
smart.
I didn't want him to suffocate on the sack.
What you could do is you could. You know how like when you jam your finger and you have to tape a splint to it.
Yeah.
You could tape a laser pointer to your penis, and then turn it on, and then the
He'll do
laser.
the exact opposite of where my penis
So
is.
wherever you're jerking off towards, your cat's gonna be playing against the other wall.
That is
that wall.
brilliant.
Yeah, I think that's a good distracting. But also, if you die right there,
Yeah.
that's really weird.
Oh, God.
You got a laser pointer strapped to your wiener.
The cat's gonna starve to death in the corner trying to get that little light.
Yeah.
We should have a condom that has a laser in the reservoir.
Wait, say that one more
A
time.
condom that has a laser coming out of the reservoir, like it's got a little tiny laser LED
So if
thing.
you wanted to like hone in on your target from across the room,
Yep, from across the room. If you want to jump in,
that means that like where you put it on your condom and
Yeah.
where you have sex is much farther away from each other than it should be.
well, you should keep your condoms as far away from the bed as possible.
Really?
That's always like
that way. By the time you get back, the mood is over.
Yeah. It's all in the interest of keeping the population down.
Have you ever put a laser in your nose and like I did it once, and it felt like it shined out of my eye and injured my eye.
Well, were you at an angle where it would come out?
I don't know.
Well, it's all
I
connected
did it
up there,
wrong.
you know?
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
eyes, your nose, your mouth. That's why those doctors tend to focus on all three of those things.
Yeah, so don't put lasers in your nose.
That seems true. Yeah.
Seems like it could.
It felt like it really hurt. Like I felt like, oh shit, I did some kind of damage because I felt it like burn from the inside out. Like, it was
Really?
You gave yourself
really bad.
You gave yourself surgery.
Yeah.
Basically.
How's your sight now? Much better,
It's
right?
Great, way better. Yeah.
You're doing really well.
Oh, we should introduce ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Randy Liedtke, San Francisco Wig Davies here, everybody.
Yeah, what up, motherfuckers? San
Yeah.
Francisco represent.
SF, y'all.
Yeah, back in the land of the fake and the home of the frauds.
Wait, what?
You know, Los Angeles people, they just tend to
I get it.
be phonies.
Bunch of phonies.
Bunch of phonies.
And
bunch
Mr.
of
Brian
Hollywood phonies.
Redban is here.
Hello, guys.
Yeah.
Everybody. Brendon is on the road. He's actually like he has allowed us to do this podcast without him, but he has set some rules. He even sent us a script,
Yeah.
but I don't want to follow it.
Is it like dialogue line for line, or is it just beats into the podcast that he wants us to
No,
cover?
it's dialogue line for line.
Oh.
It repeats itself at a certain point. Like I think it's just kind of like trying to keep us at bay.
Yeah.
You know.
I'd rather be at the San Francisco Bay
Oh,
right now. I'm telling you what, it's hot in this town. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
chowder.
Get some bread bowls.
Yeah, get myself some bread bowls. Go to the Garrett Deli factory.
What is? I was talking to someone who's from the Bay Area, and they said
Yeah.
certain things. What was it? They're like, this is how you know you're not really from there. Like people from there don't say San Fran. That's like the key to being like you're a fucking out of
that's
towner.
that's like if you meet a guy in a fraternity and you call that frat a frat, like they get super mad. They're like, that's not what you call.
Really?
Like they'll say you wouldn't call your country a cunt.
I
Like
don't
they
know
say
if
that.
that's
That's how we feel. That's how we feel about San Francisco. When you're from San Francisco, you say San Francisco because you got to treat your town with a monicum of respect.
Well, also
man.
people call it the city,
yeah,
which is pretty arrogant.
yeah, city on the city by the bay.
The city.
The 405.
Yeah,
I'm actually headed to the Bay Area tomorrow, Davey.
yeah.
Are there any things that I should check out? Wait, first we should probably cover
The rules, the first ground rule. of
There's
this
one rule
podcast.
that we do have to mention Brendon Walsh's full name every 10 minutes.
Every 10 minutes, what's his middle name? Michael?
Yeah, but we can just say Brendon Walsh. We
Brendon
can't just
Walsh.
say Brendon or. So we have to say Brendon Walsh every 10 minutes. And he suggested that we make it natural. That way it's like kind of like we happen to be talking about him.
Yeah.
That way he's mentioned throughout the whole thing. But I feel like that I want to just do the podcast.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to have to like focus on getting him in. So I brought a timer. We're just going to set it
Okay,
for
yeah.
10 minutes, and then every 10 minutes we'll say his name.
Honestly, I think that's natural enough. You'll find there's timers in nature.
Yeah, I don't want it to be.
They're
I
out
don't
there,
want
you
it
can
to
buy.
be forced and feel awkward. So I just every 10 minutes we'll say his name.
Yeah, let's do
Okay,
it.
I'm
Every
gonna
10
set the
minutes, set
timer.
it. Oh, a little kitchen timer there with the little tick-ticks and everything going on? Oh, yeah. Now we don't know. One of them's a timer, one of them's a bomb.
Oh.
Okay, so
So now we'll
it's
see
set.
how long this podcast
But
lasts.
so I am headed to the Bay Area tomorrow morning
All right.
for about 5 days.
You going to drive up there? You taking the train? What are you doing?
I'm flying from
You're flying in.
Burbank to Oakland.
Perfect, because no worse place for someone from out of town to come into with a car than San Francisco.
Oh, really?
Because nobody from out of town knows how to park in that town. It's
Oh, 'cause
really
it's
a
on,
skill.
It's on a hill.
Yeah, it's on a hill. There's like a lot of rules that people just don't follow, and it kind of have to be. It's something that you learn about as you're growing up there. You learn about like exactly how you can do it successfully when it comes to parking. And
Well,
most,
could you
most-
give me a hint? Or?
my best hint I could give you is just fly in. Do what you're doing.
Well, I know, but we
There's-
will be
there's
there
no
with
way
the
to-
car eventually. Like I don't know. Maybe we'll take the BART, which you know of,
Yeah, the bar was my favorite.
from the East Bay area, but we also might borrow a car and drive in.
Uh-oh.
Are you going there for vacation, or what
run
are you
into some
doing there?
problems.
I'm going to visit my girlfriend's family.
Yeah.
My girlfriend doesn't know I'm doing this. Just want to spend some time with her family for about 5 days.
Oh.
Yeah, I just really like their cooking and their beds.
Yeah.
Now, me and my girlfriend are going there. We went 2 years ago for Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
and that was probably the last time. I think maybe she's been there one other time since then, but It's very close to Los Angeles, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
But
You can drive there in 5 hours. The problem is that then you'd have to park. It'll take 6 hours to park.
6 hours to park, huh?
I swear
for
to you.
for a beginner.
From out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah, from a beginner. Does your girlfriend? What? I don't get what this is. What is this?
Oh, San Francisco Wig Davey. Let me inform you.
What is
this? Generally means that we have some gifts.
Gifts?
We have an Amazon wish list. If you'd like to find out
That's
how
crazy.
to
You
access,
can have-
go to bonezonepodcast.com. On there, there's a link to our Amazon wish list, links where you can listen to the audio versions of these podcasts, plus extra episodes, which are called Home Zones, twice as much Bone
Home
Zone.
zones. You guys call your home episodes?
We record it
home
in my
zones?
apartment. So go to bonezonepodcast.com and links to everything there, including a donation link if you'd like to help us out financially. And we have some Amazon wishlist gifts.
Home
Dr.
zones doesn't
Davey.
even like. Oh, let me see here. Brendon's not going to be mad that an intruder is opening these gifts for him?
Brennan's a pretty relaxed guy.
Yeah,
he
is.
just goes with the flow.
Uh-oh.
As you can tell, you know.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. This is frightening.
Those are crazy.
Oh wow.
Look at that.
How many of them are there? There's
Five.
There's
There's
a lot
five
of
of
them.
them. There's 5 creepy blank masks. They're just white masks, porcelain-looking blank faces that people can wear for
They have like
masks.
really big foreheads too.
Sex.
Yeah.
That's for sex, right?
Oh yeah.
So they're kind of like.
You know, I've done a lot of sex stuff. We've talked about this before.
Just spoken like a person who hasn't done a lot
I've
of
done
sex
a lot
stuff.
of sex stuff.
You know, I've done a lot of sex stuff.
And
You know that, right?
I've never used these in sex yet. Probably won't because, you know, I'm trying to get over my addictions.
Does
I'm
it-
trying to figure out what my impulses are. And
Oh yeah, we'll get back into the after we open these gifts. We'll talk about your masturbation thing. Was there a thing that says who it's from, or?
oh yeah, I guess that's you guys give like shout outs. Is that what you do?
Yeah,
Shout-outs to people,
MTV
too.
style shout outs.
Okay. Yo, listen up. This was made from
No, not
is
made
made in-
from.
came from Pretty Party
Okay.
Placements LLC.
No, if it's
it doesn't have.
it doesn't,
Yeah,
okay.
there's no like letter invoice in there.
All right, I'm opening mine. It's a DVD of the movie After Hours.
Oh, that's like one of my favorite movies. Can I take that home?
Well, we'll see. We'll talk about it later. And
Brendon-
this one does have a list, or lists who bought it. Oh, look at that! Another one's coming towards us.
Oh wow. Let me
Joseph
see.
Spring. Let's see what this says. Well, this is specific. It says, to whomever wins the stare down contest may receive this comedy classic. Brendon can't win, it says. But Brendon is not here, and neither is Davey. It's
Just going home with
San
him.
Francisco Wig Davey. So no stare down yet.
No stare down quite yet.
And also, Joe, don't fucking boss me around, fool. That's not cool, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the gift. But,
Yeah.
But I got some news for you. What the? Oh, that's pretty big
I
there.
know. I mean, it's light. It's light as a feather.
Is that the extra big dildo that you put on the list there?
What is this? Let me see. Oh my God! What is this?
So silly.
This is a kite.
You got a kite.
A stowaway Delta kite from prison.
Wow, that's really light.
Does it say anybody's name come up there?
I haven't gotten a kite since kites were much heavier than this.
This is a light. This is like a professional kite. Stowaway
Do you think people make
prison.
their profession as kite flyers,
There's
Davey?
gotta be. There's gotta be.
professional
any-
kite.
There's
someone,
gotta be.
Someone owns a home based on flying a kite.
I bet there's gotta be someone out there. There's gotta
No.
be like the.
If you're a
Look it
professional-
up. Look it up.
I bet there are people who are very good at kites.
It seems like Germans don't like them.
There's no wind in Germany. God.
That was a racial joke.
What?
Oh. Wait. Okay.
I was talking about the wind.
This doesn't say who it's from, but thank
Actually,
you very much. Oh, let me check.
Actually, I'm kind of
jealous.
jealous of the kite because I haven't actually fucked with a kite in a while. It seems like a
You
lot
haven't
of fun.
fucked a kite in a while?
You have to go to the beach. You know what? Did they make?
You have to go to the beach.
You have to go to the beach, man.
You have to go to the beach.
Did they make flying kites at the beach illegal? Because frisbees and stuff are now illegal.
Really?
in
At all
Los
beaches?
Angeles. Not all beaches.
See, this is why I fucking hate this town. I
Yeah.
come back because of my friends. That's the only reason why I visit you guys. is because of you guys.
I have a San Francisco story. I stayed at this hotel, and across the street there was all these cop cars. We were doing comedy at Cobb's, and
Great comedy place, by the way. If you're ever in San Francisco, go to Cobb's.
Cobb's.
Comedy place.
Yep.
And
It's a little hole in the wall place.
Well, it's not. I wouldn't call it like because originally it was a salad bar. That's where they invented the Cobb salad.
No,
originally
actually,
at
do you
Cobb's
want to
Com-
know the Cobb salad where it was created? You're
At
gonna hate
Cobb's
this.
Comedy.
You're gonna fucking
At
hate
Cobb's
this.
when it was
In Los
Cobb's.
Angeles, the Cobb salad was created at the Brown Derby.
what?
In Los Angeles, SF, you son of a gun.
Oh.
SF is even worse than saying San Fran.
All right.
That's me.
So there was like all these cop cars across the street of the hotel, and we were like, "What the fuck's going on?" And so I went over just to like, "Hey, what the fuck's going on?" And I guess they found a suitcase with a body that was chopped up into pieces just in the water.
That's how we
like
do.
it floated up, and it was just somebody chopped up.
We're
in the suitcase.
environmentally conscious there. We make sure that all the pieces go. We use every piece.
That's
basically.
gross.
By the way, it took me a while to get what you're saying because you said cops. In San Francisco, we call them bobbies.
I feel like you're not from there.
I'm from San Francisco. I've lived there my whole fucking life. I've literally lived on the
Call 'em
streets for
Bobbies,
half my life.
And the Los Angeles Cobb salad was created in San Francisco. You
well,
son of a
maybe
biscuit.
they got the right because people are more concerned about credit in Los Angeles than we are in San Francisco.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe when it came
Credit.
down to
Explain credit.
like receiving credit for creating something or whatever.
Okay.
And maybe think about this: invented at Cobb's, came down here, and as soon as someone saw it here, they took credit for it.
All right.
It just migrated down, man.
Okay. I believe you. I just feel like the combination of avocado, blue cheese, bacon,
it's delicious.
chicken,
Yeah.
and romaine lettuce
Speak my language.
could only be created in Los Angeles.
I mean, that's why you live here, man. Because you have thoughts like that.
Mean anything.
You don't have pride for my city. That's why you live here.
Well, I'm headed there.
Does your girlfriend like burritos?
Yeah.
She should go. Mission burritos are delicious. Do you like Mission burritos?
I don't know what that is.
Mission burritos are burritos in the Mission District that were created kind of as a cheap burrito for people who are poor, and they're delicious and they're cheap. And there's a lot of great places in the Mission where you can get a Mission burrito. But my favorite place there is Tacos Fantastique. It's a combination Mexican and French restaurant.
Is that
down
real?
Down in the Mission. Yeah. Go to Tacos Fantastique.
I stayed in San Francisco on my way. When I was moving to Los Angeles, I stayed there for a week in a hostel in the worst part of the town. Maybe not the absolute worst.
Tenderloin.
I stayed in the Tenderloin. I didn't stay in this place called Hunter Point that is near the naval base, and it's
Yeah.
like super gang ridden.
Yeah. Well, it's all people who are AWOL.
It's not true.
No, it's all the people who are AWOL. They have to get together. And
That's not true. But I stayed in the Tenderloin, and it was like my first experience with a big city, really.
yeah.
I was moving from small town, Oregon, and so I was terrified. I thought I was being robbed every second. I really was, and I don't know if that's the reason, but I felt more unsafe that week than I ever have in LA.
What did Brendon Walsh? Has he ever been to Brendon Walsh?
Brendon Walsh, I thought we were just gonna say it.
Oh, okay.
I don't really want to incorporate it into the conversation.
Yeah,
Should we
saying
just-
it's already enough. you
Should
know?
we just say it?
I think we should
in
just
sync
say
right
it
now?
together.
Okay.
I mean, we already said it, so next time we'll just have to
Next
like.
time? Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to like
Look at each other.
I don't want to have to like derail the conversation and
I
start
know.
talking about Brendon Walsh.
Yeah.
So next time,
It already derailed it. What the fuck were we talking about?
Yeah. There's one thing we hate in San Francisco is things being derailed.
Oh, Mission Burrito.
trains.
Yeah, the trains all throughout San Francisco. You know that we have hills. We talked about them briefly now.
Okay, yeah. So burritos. I'm sure. I'm sure that this one place has the best burritos. So I'll probably eat there.
Mission burritos. They're really good. They're different tasting.
I don't believe that.
What do you mean?
Burrito's a burrito.
You think that?
I don't think all burritos taste the same, but I don't think just because they're made in a specific part of a specific
No,
place
it's
that
not-
they're much different. I've heard that the selling point is that they're very big.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah.
gotta get yourself a big fucking burrito, man. $5 big fucking burrito. You don't have to eat anything for the rest of the day.
That's not true.
That's why. You eat half the burrito in
I
the morning. half at night, and then
I'll just eat.
then you starve it.
I'll just eat 3 burritos.
Okay.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Breakfast burrito, lunch burrito, dinner burrito.
Dinner burrito.
Let's-
Late night burrito.
Let's talk about the masturbating thing.
Oh yeah.
I have some questions.
Okay. Yeah. Fire away.
You
I won't be firing away because I've given that up.
No, okay, and
For a while.
when you told me that initially, I was like, my idea was go until you have a nocturnal emission.
Yes.
Go
Or
until you have a wet dream.
A wet dream for those who don't know.
Because I feel like that is, that's what it'll lead to
yeah,
if you don't masturbate at all.
it's got to at some point, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Except my dreams have gotten very censored lately. Like
hell's that?
it goes right up until, and then it cuts to next day.
Cuts to next day.
Cuts to next day.
Like you wake up and it's the next day.
Yeah, like-
or in the dream it cuts the next day.
In the dream, it cuts to next day. In the dream, it cuts to me waking up. The woman has already left because it always happens to me.
Wait, it's like in a PG or
I'd say
PG-13.
PG-13 because it gets a
So
little.
it shows buttocks.
It shows a little bit of the top.
But
of
only
the crack.
once?
A little bit of the top of the.
The whole
crack.
dream it only shows one, and you're allowed to say damn.
You're allowed to say damn. And if you say anything worse than that,
It bleeps it.
It bleeps it a little, but it kind of changes it into a weird way. Like you say, fudge.
Yeah, it's like you freaking ice hole.
Yeah.
So
You say
stuff like that.
What's the? Yeah.
More questions. You're making this public a little bit.
I mean,
you told me and the few people that were around me, and now you're talking about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Here's what I worry. I worry that you're going to masturbate, which is fine.
on accident.
Nope, not on
Okay.
accident. I feel like now that you're like, because you told me a week. You're like, I said I was going to do it a week, and I've done it a week. And I was like, well, now you're masturbating tonight.
Oh yeah,
And to
you thought you knew what I was gonna do.
No. I mean, that's how you displayed it. You said I was going to wait a week, and now it's a week. So I was like, tonight, you got the rose petals out.
Yeah.
You've lit some candles.
Yeah, put some of that.
Yeah, you did. You washed your towel.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just washed you washed your sheets.
Yeah, I had the fan blowing so that the curtains were kind of flowing.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
bath. Some of those things that melt away in the bath.
Oh yeah.
And that you were going to masturbate, and now you're saying that's not what you did.
No. I went back home. I slept on my stone bed.
Is this how it's not masturbating? Oh, look, Davey,
What's that?
it's a gift.
What is
It's
this?
a fleshlight.
Oh my god. Is this for real? Can I really have this? No.
Oh my God!
Wait
how
a
great.
minute.
You know what? Sam Tripoli gave me a fleshlight after the Naughty Show.
Really?
Yeah, and I've been holding on to it to plant on you.
Really?
Yeah. But now,
like plant like when I go back to San Fran, like on the plane.
just to like embarrass you. Yeah.
Oh.
I have it hidden under my bed so my girlfriend can't find it.
To plant on me, like if I ever go to like a wedding or something like that.
Or just, I would love to socially see you realize that you have a fleshlight on you. I mean, to me, it would be the same.
It's really big. It'd be hard to plant on me unless I had like
You'd
I was
have
on a
to-
hike
Well,
with a backpack,
or
something
if you're
like that.
carrying like a fleshlight carrying case that
Oh,
was
yeah,
empty,
yeah.
I could probably slip it in there.
Yeah, my big fleshlight carrying case that I carry around. That's where I keep my loose change. Actually, in the fleshlight is probably where I keep
It's
my
where
loose
you
change.
keep
That's what I keep my
your Pringles can
Yeah.
of loose change.
Yeah, we got into an argument a little bit over the phrase because I said, "Yeah, I'm so full of unmasturbated cum right now," and you said, "Well, technically, all cum is unmasturbated." Or no, you said it's not like your balls build up.
No, it's
See-
not. It's not like a Justin Bieber concert where everyone's rushing towards the barricades and it just keeps piling on until there's an explosion.
Well, I got some news for you.
You just have some cum that's hanging out, and then you use it.
I got some news for you. My balls did start to grow bigger for about the first 3 days, but then I felt like a percolation in my stomach, like the jizz was being pushed up through my stomach, and now I have cum burps. I'm having cum burps.
I don't know if that's.
I'm having backed up.
don't
I'm
know
having
if that's-
unmasturbated cum burps.
Well, first of all, how would you know that's what they are unless you've swallowed some cum in your days?
Yeah.
I assume that this milky bubble that blows out like bubble gum and then pops and goes all over my face and
It's
gets
like
stuck in
really,
my
it's
mustache.
like very low quality bubble gum.
It's very low quality bubble gum. It's bubble cum.
bubble cum.
You're gonna turn into the Hulk, man.
What does that mean?
Whoa! For those of you who can't see this on iTunes, we just got green lights on us.
Uh-oh.
It's all green from here on out, yo.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
got cum
Hulk,
burps,
the
man. Every time I
Incredible Hulk.
burp, it's just like, "Oop," and then like every once in a while, a little floaty cum bubble comes out, and like a regular.
That first masturbation that you do,
Yeah.
there's gonna be like a dry cap of cum that shoots out. So you better be like
It's
in a
gonna
safe
hit someone in
place.
the eye.
Like
Yeah.
milk crust.
It'll be like on like your shampoo bottle.
Yeah.
Um,
Or like one of those toy guns, the cork guns. It's gonna be like
yeah,
cork.
but you know, you haven't used your shampoo in a while,
Oh,
toothpaste.
Yeah.
and
it's
there's like
dried
a
over.
hard crust thing, and then you have to
Yeah.
get that out of there.
Well, I mean, I've cleaned my dick hole, so
Really?
like it's not around the rim.
Like with what?
Well, I haven't
Like men's mouths.
With like a gun cleaning kit?
yeah, with like a pipe cleaner. You put it
Because
in
you were
there.
in the military, so you probably clean your dick.
Yeah.
Like a military man.
I was told I have a very rare spiraled urethra.
Really?
Yeah, so it shoots out like a bullet.
Wait,
Like it gives it a little spin on its way out.
a
so
bullet?
that- so that it
But I
shoots
don't know if
straight.
you've noticed about guns, they don't have that.
Inside the barrel, yeah, there's a spiral. No, it's like Look inside a gun. Let's look inside a gun right now. Do you have a gun?
yeah.
Do you have a gun? Or do you have the ability to look one up on
No,
Google?
guns do not have a spiral. They're not like a candy cane in there.
No, not like a candy cane in there. No, there's just when you look inside, there's like a little a spiral, just to make sure that the bullet goes straight. It's a tiny little. I don't know how to.
Is that
describe
real?
It. Like a rim, like a tiny little rim that spirals all inside the barrel. Yeah.
So the bullet doesn't turn sideways.
Yes.
What? That would be a bummer.
I don't know I don't know its practical purpose. I know that it just helps with whatever the velocity, or it like helps build up something and make sure that the bullet stays some way.
Yeah.
But that's what the inside of my dick is. It's spiraled, so they recommend cleaning it with a pipe cleaner. Very recommended. Check yourselves out if you guys, and this is mostly for men. If you guys,
Because you're talking
because I'm
specifically about
specifically
dicks.
talking about dick holes. If you guys find out, you go to the doctor and you find out that you have
Mostly for men. Listen up.
spiral dick,
Spiral dick.
spiral dick hole.
Yeah, it's a.
Invest in. There's a lot of cheap pipe cleaners that you can buy in bulk, Costco, different places. Look online. I recommend it. At first, it's going to feel terrible, but eventually, it'll just be nauseating.
It's a recessive gene.
Mm-hmm. Very
spiral
recessive.
urethra.
Yeah.
Male spiral urethras, but they are the thing, which is weird that it's a recessive trait because it probably would lead to you impregnating ladies easier just because of cum trajectory.
Yeah, I guess the thinking is because you know how when you're having sex and your dick just keeps coming out and then way back in, but it keeps coming out.
And way back in.
Way back
I'm
in.
not sure if I know. what you're
No,
talking
you know
about.
how when you're having sex and you just pump outside and then hopefully your dick goes back in and then you pump outside.
Like
again.
how? Like what do you mean by outside?
Every time you pump, your dick just comes out because you're like pumping back way
Every
too far.
single time.
Every single time you pump back. Yeah, that's how you have sex. You don't.
I would say
there's
I would
no way
think
to
that
keep
would
your.
like your dick would dry off every time, and that would be bad.
That's why you keep. That's why you keep lotion by your bed. That's why people keep lotion. You keep squirting every time you pump out.
Every
squirt.
time?
Every time.
I don't think a girl wants that much lotion inside of her vagina.
Well, that's why you
Girls
ask
love
beforehand.
lotion.
That's why you ask
Inside of their
beforehand.
vagina.
No, but because of that, like, there's no way to tell if you're going to come inside or outside.
So it's 50-50 for
Yeah.
you?
So if you have like bullet cum, you just end up kind of grazing her a little bit, and she gets like a little like scar.
Oh, really? So like, that's interesting. So if you're outside, and because you have that spiral dick urethra,
Yeah.
Brendon Walsh.
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
We gave each other a little like knowing glance.
What's he doing? Should we prank him?
Well, he's on the East Coast probably. He's doing a show. He's on tour with Neil Hamburger and Todd Glass. If you're listening to this and you live East Coast / the South, I'm not sure
Yeah, I think
exactly
they're
where.
going down the South,
Go to
yeah.
BrendonWalsh.com and look at the dates,
Look
or
at all
go
the
to Neil
dates.
Hamburger's website or Todd Barry. I said Todd Glass, but I meant Todd Barry. I'm sorry.
Barry, yeah. Go to Eugene Merman's website too. It's funny.
Oh yeah, go to Patton Oswalt's Tumblr.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good things that he's written.
Yeah.
If you're out there, go to
ComedyCentral.com. Mm-hmm. Hella funny there.
BobandDavid.com. I don't know if they've updated it since they canceled Mr. Show, but go there.
Yeah.
See if it's still around.
Oh, how about BoBurnham.com.
Oh yeah,
Shit My Dad Says.
A lot of good songs, a lot of good shit.
Toothpaste for Dinner. Have you ever been to that website?
I've never been to Toothpaste.
It's it's a web comic. Pretty funny.
Pretty good. Go to ain'titcoolnews.com. Get caught up in all the nerd gossip about films.
Huffington Post.
Yeah. Go to the Puffington Post. That's
Puffington Host.
Puffington Host. Yeah, that's a weed dealer's website.
Yeah. Go to. There's a lot of good frog websites out there. If you like frogs.
Oh yeah.
Like Google. Just Google frogs.
Yeah.
A lot of good ones.
Yeah. Ribbit.com.
Ribbit.com. I'm assuming. I mean, I just like. That's where I get lost, you know.
If you're into something a little bit more saucy, go to ribbitforherpleasure.com.
Oh yeah.
That is well worth it. There's only 2 videos on there, but they're both 15 minutes long, and they are sick, yo.
Sick, yo. Go to youtube.com. Search weddings. Mm-hmm. That's fucking great.
A lot of people getting married out there.
Do it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so back to the program. Back to the program.
Masturbation.
Hey, did you guys ever see if frogs getting married on YouTube?
No, why?
No, I missed
It's pretty popular.
I didn't get the invite.
Yeah.
So there's these 2 frogs, and they're like princes in this country. So a lot of people get together.
I doubt those frogs
The country seriously
are
considers them
princes in the country, and also that would be a gay marriage.
Yeah. Because they have both sexes, right?
No,
Yeah,
because
frogs-
no,
they put-
frogs have both sexes.
They put poop
Certain-
all over
certain
the
ones
frog
do.
before
That
they
doesn't.
get married.
That looks like. It looks like curry.
Yeah, they're just making meal out of them.
They're marinating those frogs.
Yeah, putting them into a nice, delicious Mission burrito. Go to Tacos Fantastique if you're in the San Francisco area.
Oh, you stop it. Okay, so I never got to the main question that I was wanting to know.
Okay, the big one.
Well, it's not the big one. It's just like, to me, since you've made the whole I'm waiting, not waiting. Are you waiting for marriage to masturbate?
No, I'm not waiting for anything. I'm not waiting for
Are you
anything.
waiting for the right girl to masturbate?
No. I'm just waiting for maybe a moment that doesn't feel like stupid. You know what I
Wow.
mean?
Masturbation is always
no.
stupid.
And not even
Always.
that. I'm just like waiting for something where it's not just me being like, I'm bored. Because I'm trying to figure out how can you fill your life with stuff that's not boring before you result to, anything that's just an automatic.
It's all
self-pleasure thing.
psychological. We'll get into that
I
in a
know,
second.
I know.
But here's the question, or maybe not a question. Here's just the idea that's the most interesting to me.
Okay.
Um,
Also, I think it's just funny not to masturbate. It gives you kind of a.
so you're
story,
doing
I
this
think.
for a goof?
Just kind of goofing myself.
You're pulling a
Do a
prank
little
on your dick.
self-prank. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm pranking my crank.
Okay, let me get to it. What if, and this is where it's going to get really sad if this happens. If you do masturbate, are you just going to be like, yes, I masturbated? Because now you're like,
I'll be like sad that I gave up something.
and then you'll continue to lie. Yep, still waiting because then you've been defeated. The second that you've masturbated, now that you're making it a thing, a competition.
I wouldn't continue to lie. A competition. Maybe we should make it a competition with the viewers.
With viewers?
Viewers. I guess they're not viewing. I guess if they're watching right now, they're viewing.
Or
With
listeners. Wow, those fucking people are gonna lie like crazy.
Are you kidding? If
There's
we all,
nothing- that's-
wait. If we all don't masturbate for a month, then at the same time we all masturbating, we'll flood this nation with cum. Do you guys want to flood? Do you guys want to flood? There's a drought out there. There's a drought out there. We need as much of a cum flood as possible to get this corn like fertilized, to get like all these crops growing, to make sure that we're not paying high prices at the grocery store.
Well, first of all, you're not going to flood the nation with a quart of cum.
That's my goal.
Coming from across the globe.
But if 1 million people do it,
But the thing is, if you say, hey, Bone Zone listeners, let's wait a month and then come at the same time, there's that many people coming at the same time on this earth anyways.
I guess
You're not doing anything for the
But
world.
what about this? If you guys get 2 people to do it, and those 2 people get 2 people to do it, we can get every man in this
you get
nation.
two
pyramid cum.
If you
It's a
ask 2
pyramid cum.
people to come, they will not be friends with you anymore.
Oh, come on. I think that's how you test your friendships. If they're not willing to hold off on coming and then come at the same time in different I'm not saying in the same room. We're not going to gather like the Promise Keepers, are they still around, in like a stadium in Colorado somewhere and try to come all over the place together. No. We're going to be in our separate rooms. It's going to be private, and we're going to enjoy ourselves and our fantasies by ourselves so that no one is freaking us out. And then, like, it's going to be wonderful. Everyone's going to experience this
All right.
release.
Let's just. It's taking me so long to get this few sentences out. It's
Sorry.
okay. We'll be able to move on so quickly after this. I'm just. Once you do masturbate, are you just going to be like, yes, I did, or that's the thing with this that's interesting is that it's kind of, as much as we want to make it not an embarrassing thing, it is an embarrassing, weird masturbating.
Yeah.
It's like an unspoken, weird, embarrassing thing. So,
Well, I mean,
just the act of you saying, yes, I masturbated is uncomfortable and weird anyways. And now there's a bit of defeat underlying that, yes, I masturbated. And I did this thing where I started doing sit-ups. This was a while ago. I did 1 sit-up. The next day I did 2. The next day I did 3. And every day I added 1 sit-up, and I was tweeting about it. And it was just like really lame and silly, but people like thought it was interesting. Mm-hmm. And the day that I finally gave up, I continued to tweet and say, 147, 148. And I did that for like a week until I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Am I going to lie for the rest of my life? So this is like ground zero, day 1 for the masturbating thing. And I don't expect you to go forever.
No, of course not.
But when you do
Probably be the
masturbate,
nighter.
can I have your promise
Yeah.
that you will call me
Right after it happens?
right after it happens and say I masturbated?
Do you want me to do that?
I don't know, because what if
Well, here's the thing.
what if it's in the middle of the night? I'm like, what? And you're like, I masturbated. I'm like, Davey.
San Francisco wig, Davey.
It was a joke.
Well, this is the thing. I will if you want me to. I wouldn't offer up the information just because it is an odd way to introduce yourselves to friends. Like, hey, guess what? I masturbated finally.
What
it's been like a week and a half, and to say finally after that.
What if every single time you masturbate from now on, you have to?
I have
call
to
me?
call you?
What if that's like
You're gonna get a whole lot of phone
Out
calls.
of breath.
like I
Yeah.
get like some sort of legal?
Do you have unlimited minutes?
Yeah, it doesn't matter how short the call is. They charge you a minute.
They do. Unfair. Fractionate that shit.
Yeah, man.
Is that a word?
Well, what you could do is you could email me.
Do I have to email proof?
Just email me. No, just like a hand smash against the keyboard, just like a smattering of letters and numbers.
Okay. That's going to be the sign.
That means you jerked it.
I jerked it. I'm out of control. My body. I'm too relaxed and
You live alone too. That is.
That is ground zero for the most convenient
It
way.
can be, but also like maybe it's like I live with people. I'm always around people, and now I'm alone, and that's a trigger to go masturbate. But if you live alone always, not always, but you've lived alone for a few years.
Yeah.
It's not like you're just Well, I don't know.
Well,
Are you constantly
just
masturbating?
constantly come over to the house, smell it.
I haven't been to your place in a long time. You know that, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time. I was thinking that the other day. Nobody's been there for a long, long time.
You could probably get away with some weird shit there, man.
really weird shit.
Because you're just always at other people's places.
And all my neighbors have the upstairs neighbor has moved out, and the 2 side neighbors have moved out.
You've
so it's
checked.
like,
You've went and knocked.
I've
and
checked,
then you're
yeah,
like, all right,
and the
tonight's
neighbor
going to get
across the
wild.
hall.
I'm going to go see if my neighbors are home.
well, I have to check because I am. If I do masturbate, I'm a very loud self-comer. And if I don't scream out my orgasm, I hold it in and I end up shitting my pants while I masturbate.
Wait,
because I'm
say
holding
that
it in.
again?
If I hold it in the volume and just projecting my orgasm like I need to, all that energy gets pushed down and I end up shitting my pants while orgasming.
So if you try to come quiet, you shit yourself?
Yeah. If you come quiet, you shit yourself. I think that's a general
Not you.
rule.
Don't say you.
I think everybody. No, that's like a big thing, right?
Like if you-
Everybody.
if you
come
hold in a
quiet, you shit
sneeze,
yourself. Yeah, if you
it
hold in a
hurts.
sneeze, you shit yourself. Anytime you hold anything in, you shit yourself. Don't hold stuff in, or you'll shit yourself.
Well, I think the only time
Hold
that
your
you,
shit in.
No, I think that's the only time you would shit yourself is you hold your shit in too long.
Well, no, when I hold my shit in, then I start sneezing a lot.
Oh, really?
It pushes everything back
Everything's
up.
connected.
Everything gets
A
pushed
lot of
back
people
up.
don't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's just one tube. Your whole body is just one tube that like floats around.
Do you guys want to see something shocking?
One tube, like you're a duck, you got one hole.
Check this out.
Later last night or Davey passed away.
Oh. It's really the first time he's heard of this, right?
Brendon Walsh.
Something like that. It was just really fast and really,
So what is this? Davey passed away?
Yeah, Davey passed away, and this is people reacting, watching it live.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Are we on?
Yeah.
That's sad.
They actually went back on, and they were.
We have Davey's sister here.
Davey's sister was here to talk about his death?
Whiskey, obviously. These are the fellas that I sent a bottle to.
They're the ones that woke her up to.
I thought that you were recording today.
Yeah, I called into their podcast, and then she went over like 5-6 hours later.
They were like, "Can you wake up the baby without waking her?"
We do a.
This guy's showing these ladies about Davey being
I don't
dead.
get any of that. That doesn't make any sense.
I know.
None of that makes
They were
sense
really
to me.
sad, yeah.
That's really weird. People will film anything, man.
That's true. You ever seen that thing? It's like
Transformers: Dark of the Moon.
that one.
Yeah, they'll
Crazy.
Just film anything.
Yeah. Nuns
Nuns.
writing stuff on
Yeah.
on a paper,
Yeah,
or cats
yeah.
walking each other. It's like whatever. Like you can find what you want.
Cats walking each other.
Walking each other.
Yeah. No, I've seen it a million times.
You've seen it a million times.
Well, it has 1 million views.
And that's all you?
it's all me. It's a private video.
What?
Yeah, only I can access it.
That is how you do it, guys. Make a 1-second video and then privatize it and then just repeat view it. Like set up like some sort of system. And then before long you have 1 million views. You got yourself, I don't know, fame.
Hey, did you know that school is back in Los Angeles already?
I do know because I was trying to ride my longboard.
You were longboarding
My
and,
skateboard, yeah, my longboard skateboard.
and now now you can't take the same route because
can't take
legally
it.
you're not supposed to go near schools when
yeah,
they have
that's
people
right.
at them.
Yeah, I kept on having to find ways around it. You know how many schools there are in this town? There's no place to go skating around here.
Really?
Yeah,
Skating's not a crime, bro.
it's not a crime, but when you can't get around kids, it is. If you're around kids.
Well, I guess it depends on what you're doing as you're skating. If you're driving around on if you're riding a skateboard and you got an erect penis coming out of your pants, and you're screaming profanities and you're shooting a gun, I guess skateboarding could be a crime.
Why do you have to name everything I do? Why do you have to give a name to everything?
Well, I
I
didn't.
do?
I was just saying. There's.
I mean, that is
examples.
the case. It just happens to be very coincidental that all those things happen to me. What do you got there, man?
Nothing, bro. We're drinking out of mason jars. It's like it's so hot in Los Angeles, and it's like really refreshing. You know, if you want to like drink out of a mason jar, I suggest everyone diz it.
Yeah.
Diz it.
Diz it. Everybody get with it. Everybody get with it and diz it. Yeah, I was surprised when I got off of the train and came into town. It's so hot. I'm a cold weather guy. You know what I mean? I've got passion and blood pumping through me, so it's really hot all the time. Just inside. I need to be around that San Francisco Bay temperature because it gets chilly, you know? Year-round chilly at night.
Year-round chili. That's another good mission burrito place.
It is a good mission burrito place. Year-round chilly.
I wish I wouldn't have slurred that sentence. It would have been a little bit funnier.
So what are your plans when you get there? Just hanging out with the family. You're going. Now you said the family was outside San Francisco, but you're going in.
East Bay. We just kind of it's going to be pretty relaxed. We'll have some freedom to do some stuff.
Yeah.
We might go. There was talk of going to Napa or somewhere near there to do some like get drunk at a winery, which like could be a disaster for me because I haven't drank wine in like a year. I've kind of like. I would drink beer and wine occasionally and whiskey, and then the last year has been like, well, I know that whiskey doesn't make me puke unless I get super crazy, but like I've had weird nights with beer and wine both, so I've kind of just started drinking only whiskey.
Yeah.
So I'm worried that if we go on like a wine tasting, that I'll be like this weird disaster guy who embarrasses my girlfriend in front of her whole family.
What kind of things would you do to embarrass? Like, what kind of crazy things have happened?
Well, I mean, when I get drunk, no matter what, I'm not like a mean drunk or a violent drunk. I'll be fun.
Yeah.
And they'll probably be drunk too.
They'll probably have a lot of fun with you.
But, you know, an example of a disaster would be shitting my pants. or puking so hard that all the blood vessels in my eyes break.
Oh, has that happened before?
No, yeah. I'd done that before, and I look like a zombie the next day. My skin doesn't feel like human skin. It's real weird.
What does it feel like?
You know.
Is it because it's dried? Oh, because the blood
I
vessels.
don't know. There's
kept
just
in,
there's like no life left. It doesn't. It feels like I'm feeling someone else's skin.
Whoa! It's like a part of you died. Like you get to feel part
Yeah.
of you what your family in the future will get to feel when you die.
Yeah, it's like
when
you
they
leave.
touch your body in the coffin.
It's like it's me,
Yeah.
but it's not
But
me.
it's
It's like
not
a
you.
grape and a raisin.
Yeah. It's halfway in between.
It's the same thing.
Just all shriveled.
Completely different.
Getting shriveled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Took the life out of this grape.
Getting my shrivel on.
Get your shrivel on.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the last words I want to say when I'm about to die. Well, I'm about to get my shrivel on.
Yo, excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm about to get my shrivel on.
Yo, but for real though,
That's the last thing you say to your grandkids.
I'm about to get my shrivel
Yo,
on.
for real though. Yo, back up.
Back up. Back up. Back up.
I'm about to get my shrivel on. It'll be pretty relaxed. I waited till the very last minute to see if I could get any like type of stage time.
Yeah.
I don't want to do a lot of shows, but it'd be nice to. I don't get up there that much. Do a few shows.
Yeah, man.
And then also I'll probably look into some. I don't know. There's probably restaurants or coffee things or.
Great places there.
There's a place that I buy. This is so boring. Fuck me. Who cares?
What? I'm interested in your life, man.
I haven't roasted coffee in a while, but there's.
You mean make fun of it, like in a cruel, jokey way?
I'm like last year.
Yeah.
Brazil was making 50% of the nation's coffee, and this year 45. What happened? I don't really have.
You don't
a
know
joke
how to
for
roast?
that. I'm not a good coffee roaster in the comedy sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juan Valdez over there. You keep your distance, man. I know how you be.
Well, all I can think of for the roast is like, making a fat joke or an old joke or a lesbian joke.
Oh yeah.
But I saw the Roseanne roast. It was pretty funny.
Was it?
There's some funny jokes.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm excited to see it because there's a lot of it looks like it's kind of.
There's some
really,
funny
really
jokes,
good.
man.
Yeah. How'd Jeselnik do?
He's funny.
He's a great guy.
Well, they put him near the end,
Really?
Anthony Jeselnik. If you don't know who he is, he's a funny not always a one-liner comic, but he writes short jokes, and I tend to write short jokes, so I like to listen to his jokes.
There's a lot of craftsmanship that goes into what he does because he like is serious about it. Though.
Well, it's like it's not loosely delivered. It's very about the joke, which is something that you really have to commit to. I'll try to like weasel my way out of committing. I'll present my jokes like they're not good. You know what I mean? Like, here's a joke, pretty stupid, right? Where he presents a joke and he's like, these are the best fucking jokes you've ever heard.
Yeah, he literally will say that.
You have to have a lot of confidence.
Well, I think like every time I've seen you when you come up to San Francisco, I think like you've got such a charm in the kind of like kind of when you're so charming as the person who's like okay we're on this side, like maybe you don't like this but maybe you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like your charm comes through. I don't know how your jokes would be if you were like, especially if you're like Jeselnik confident, man.
Yeah, it's a different type of confidence.
Because a lot of your jokes also aren't like jokes that some confident person would say with that degree of seriousness.
Yeah.
But maybe that juxtaposition. Oh, this is boring for people to hear like a breakdown of.
It's boring to some
comedy theory.
people. Some people maybe not. But yeah, no, it's true. It's like if I were to. That's what the last few years have been like. How do I do one-liner jokes without them seeming like they're one-liner jokes? Because to do one-liner jokes, you have to be like, here's one, here's one, here's one, and the delivery never changes, and it's tough to do a longer set.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you're right. That's boring. But when I'm there, there's like I'm like, well, that's where the gold rush started. Maybe we could go find the river where the first piece of gold was found that started the gold rush.
Are you going to take your pan up there? You told me, you wrote me in that letter, because a lot of people don't know this. We like to try to keep up, Randy and I met through a pen pal program in elementary school, and so a lot of our communication takes place. We've kept it up for the last 25 years. Randy and I still write each other He'll write back one week. The next week I write him. And in one of our correspondences, you said that you were panning for gold in the Los Angeles area. Are you still doing that? You gonna take your pans up to San Francisco?
It's been about a year since I've done any of that.
About a year.
And I don't know. Can you fly with a bunch of prospecting equipment?
Do you have like a huge pick?
Brendon Walsh.
Yeah, you know, it's like the classic silly hat that flips up. And,
do you need the hat, or is that just part of your?
You know, I'm not sure. The reason that hat, I mean, honestly, the reason that people started using that as a prospecting, it's a Stetson cowboy hat, felt, that's been basically saturated in like rancid, like tar, to keep it waterproof, and then flipped up in the front, so you can. I don't know why. Why is it flipped up in the front?
Dude, you're wearing a tar-ass hat.
Yeah, a fucking rancid tar-ass hat, dog.
Can I blow pot smoke in your guys' mouth and see if you get high?
I don't know. San Francisco Wig Davey, how do you feel about that? Well, I mean, first of all, it's not an issue of morals there. That's like that's a privacy thing. It's not like, no, I don't smoke weed. It's like, please don't just be rude to me like that.
No, you just open your mouth up and I'll blow it in your mouth.
We're not your dog.
My buddy Boo Boo let me drive this car over here, and I have to drive it back, and I am terrible at driving.
Your buddy Boo Boo?
My buddy Boo Boo. I'm staying at Boo Boo's place. Why don't you come over to Boo Boo's place later on?
No, thank you. That sounds terrible.
What do you mean? Sounds terrible.
I want to go to Boo Boo's place.
Last time you were at Boo Boo's place, man, we got drunk. We watched The Exorcist 3. We're having so much fun.
I don't know if that was me.
You talked about how great it was. No.
I don't know.
No, that was you. I remember.
Was it?
You were so fucking drunk.
Davey.
You turned into Party Animal Randy.
San Francisco Wig Davey.
Yeah.
Party Animal Randy.
Party Animal Randy.
Speaking of Party Animal Randy.
Is he going to be here sometime next week?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's like the beginning of school right now.
I know. He's
college. Did you drink in college? You didn't.
I didn't drink in college. I started drinking like 3 years ago.
College is like, right now, the temperature that it is, and like the excitement that's in the air.
Yeah.
That's why I'm drinking out of a mason jar.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me want to like relax and be free.
Yeah.
I know that starting school technically doesn't make you free.
Yeah.
But there is something about it. There's something freeing about it.
About the start of school?
Yeah, because now
it's
you're
you being on your own. And
well, you're around everybody else that you weren't allowed to be around by, you know, girls. You weren't allowed to be around girls before that.
Yeah, they wouldn't let you. Not in the same room.
Yeah, and now they have assigned seats and they're right by you.
Yeah, they have to sit by you. That's the other thing. Your freedom is so great that they have to sit by you.
Yeah. Did you sit in the front or the back of the class?
Oh, that's weird. Because of like where my name like came into.
I don't know.
Or?
Was it assigned seats or did you get to choose where you sat?
I think I tended to sit kind of on a little bit on the if we're looking at the teacher or the professor, I would sit a little bit on the right-hand side, not all the way on the right-hand row.
Okay.
And then about maybe 2/3 of the way back. That tended to be my seat. I think it was just a focus thing because I'm left-handed too, so I think it was easier to look down at my writing and look back up at the teacher. I think maybe that's what caused it. Never stopped to think about it, but thinking about it now, I think maybe that was the case. That was just a comfortable spot for me to be in.
Do you choose, like when you go to a restaurant or like where you sit to watch the TV, does that carry over?
A little bit now. When I'm in my apartment on the TV, I'm still sitting kind of. If I'm looking at it, I'm sitting to the right of the television.
What about when you're masturbating, like in the future?
Like in the future or in the past?
In the future or in the past?
Which hand do I use, or what are you
No, just
about?
like where, like, do you sit off to the right hand side and back a little bit?
Sit. Do you ever masturbate while just sitting? Are you talking about sitting up straight?
I don't know. However you want. However. Do you like to have a wall to your back? Do you like to know that someone can sneak up on you or cannot sneak up on
Yeah,
you?
I think I have a wall to my back.
Always? You're
Usually.
doing a wall sit
A little
masturbation?
wall sit. Like either a wall sit. Yeah. Sometimes I'll just sit on,
And then you do a
on
jump
the
rope?
floor with my legs spread eagle, but my back straight against a wall.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's part of your training regiment.
yeah, and then in the middle of the act, like I just kind of like
The act? You call it an act?
The act. I try to like
8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. There's
Yeah.
2 shows tonight, fellas.
I try to use my erection like one of those, like a sprinkler that's like going back and forth, like tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
Like I try to oscillate my cock.
Uh-huh.
I try to cockulate.
Yeah, yeah. It's all
So
a,
that-
a form of irrigation.
So I try to randomize exactly where my sperm's gonna go once it shoots out of my spiral urethra.
Oh.
And
do you have like some art? Do you have some canvases out that you're working on?
no, I tend to have everything. I have newspaper taped up on the walls, and I try to.
You just put newspaper everywhere every time?
I try to hit my favorite cartoon. I put it on the funnies.
Okay.
I try to hit it on The Born Loser.
set
Do you
out-
remember that comic strip?
Uh-huh.
Syndicated? The Born Loser. I try to hit it on that because I think that'll make me feel like more of a winner. Like
So
I'm
it's-
picking on someone else.
But it's randomized.
It's randomized.
That's a good way to choose, like what movie am I going to watch? You set
Yeah,
your
where should I go?
DVDs, you set at TV dinners. What dinner am I going to eat tonight? Salisbury steak?
I won't tell
or
you
is it
how
kid
many.
cuisine?
I won't tell you how many times I've seen Cannibal Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because of that method. It's because I tend to shoot. Honestly, I tend to shoot a little to the left.
Oh,
Like-
really? So
like-
is that why you sit to the right?
I don't know if it's always randomized. Maybe that's why I sit to the right. But maybe inside you have this wish to hit it there. So you kind of, when you feel yourself about to come, you kind of push it towards where you want it to go instead of keeping it completely random. I guess I would have to have someone else
Left-handed?
masturbating me.
What the hell is that? No, I think that's Red Band pulling a gaff on us. That didn't sound. That sounded like. That's not funny.
Red Brendon, he just.
Well, listen. The whole goal is that we don't get derailed by this thing. So as long as that's not happening,
Let's
I
get
almost
derailed.
I almost was trained Pavlovian to say.
I went into it.
You did. Let's just say it
But
just
I'm
in
not looking
case.
at it.
I know that the
Okay.
timer's not all the way to 10 minutes, but just in case.
Okay.
Brendon Walsh.
Okay. Oh, there's all these sounds coming in.
Yeah, I don't think that's the right one either. So left-handed, you sit to the right because it goes to the left. So you're a slicer. You're not a hooker.
I'm not left-handed with masturbation though.
Oh,
only with writing.
you
I'm
hook.
right-handed,
You hook.
yeah.
You don't slice.
I hook. I don't slice.
Golf
yeah.
terms.
Mm-hmm.
So if you
I
were
understand golf. We got some of the best golf courses.
par
in San Francisco.
5, dog leg left,
Mhm.
that's like perfect for you.
Yeah,
Or
Alamo
par 4,
Night.
dog leg left. There's a chance at a hole in one.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Yeah, it's I try to make it as unpredictable as possible, but I really do think I need the help of someone else in there to make it the ultimate unpredictability. And maybe to be blindfolded so I can't see. I can't be influenced by like my environment. Maybe.
Mhm.
I don't know.
What if this whole not masturbation thing got to the point where you were hiring prostitutes
just to masturbate me?
Well, I mean that would be called something else. but you're like, I don't want to masturbate anymore. So to like let off your sexual steam, you're getting prostitutes every night. Would you ever do that?
I would have to have a really good job, I would think.
So that's a financial issue?
I haven't worked in 12 years. You know this.
What about very
living on stone beds?
Affordable.
Very affordable?
Yeah.
You mean like Shayla? You talking about Shayla?
I don't know.
You talking about Shayla?
I'm not. Wait.
Shayla was this prostitute that Randy and I used to love to like hang out with. No, not in a bad. We didn't have intercourse with her. We didn't allow her to masturbate us. But Shayla was this. She was from the Tenderloin. We used to hang out. We used to hang out at Chip's. We used to hang out at Chip's Coffee Emporium. It was a coffee shop, but he wanted it to seem more impressive, so he called it a Coffee Emporium. We'd hang out with Shayla. She was really cheap, but she was crazy, and we got a lot of stories out of her.
I feel like she wasn't a prostitute.
You think she was just lying about it?
Well, she never came out and said she was a prostitute.
Yeah.
Her name is Shayla.
Shayla.
It's not a prostitute name.
Yeah, but Shayla was spelled. The S was a $sign, and the A she tried to make look like what is the name of
anarchy?
The cent sign.
Oh, the cent sign
with just a little extra part at the end. Yeah,
that's not right.
Yeah. It is right. I mean, that's what she did, but it's not right that she did it. It's just kind of crazy that she did.
I don't agree with that. I don't want you telling people that I hung out with a prostitute.
Not okay. I'll preface this. I guess we're not prefacing anymore.
I'll post a preface.
This is the epilogue of this conversation. Randy never slept with a prostitute. He never hung out with her on the professional capacity, trying to get her services. Randy knew her as like this odd person that hung out a lot of times. He was just around to hear stories. It's like someone you meet at a bar and you have your only interest in them is hearing the story. It's like meeting an old man in a bar. Shayla was the old man at a bar that had been sitting at that bar for years and years and years, accumulated so many stories that it's the most interesting person to listen to and not necessarily engage in any other way. You're just listening, not even talking with. You're just listening to Shayla. She had amazing stories, and she would let those things come out of her mouth. Like
those things?
Yeah, all those stories.
Oh, okay.
She would let those stories just flow right out of her mouth, like something that is like that.
I did have a weird experience with a prostitute in Portland.
Yeah.
I wonder how old I was. I can't remember how old I was. I was like 18 or 19. And we went to Portland. Brendon Walsh. We went to Portland, and two of my friends from high school. What the fuck were we there for? I think we were there to see a concert in Pioneer Square. There was like a free concert, which is just like basically a city block that is has a little amphitheater. And there was a free concert, and we drove up to Portland when I was still living in Oregon. And my brother lived near Portland, so we stayed at his place. And then we must have been really young. I mean, we were probably just out of high school. But there was a strip club that was 18 and under.
Ooh,
No, that's
18
wrong.
and under.
That's incorrect.
That was a
That's wrong.
That was a putting clothes on club. All the strippers came out.
It was the most
naked,
illegal strip club. Everything about it was super illegal. Okay, 18 and over. That makes 100% more sense.
Yeah.
And we'd never been to a strip club, and we went there, and it was really uncomfortable. And it was like, what was it called? It was called Jiggles.
Yeah.
It was called Jiggles, and we had no intention in like spending a lot of money. We were kids who don't have jobs.
Yeah.
And like we had to pay to get in, and then they had a drink minimum, but we weren't even old enough to drink alcohol, so we were buying like $9 cranberry juices. It was fucking retarded.
Yeah.
And girls would come up to us and be like, you want to buy a dance? You want to buy me a drink? And we'd be like, really uncomfortable. But one of my friends was like a constant jokester, and he would just like one time a girl walked up, and he would just be like, it was Kaiser Couch. I've talked about him before on the podcast.
Oh, I've heard this podcast. Yeah,
Kaiser Couch. He was just a wild man. He was a weirdo. But he would be like, they'd say, hi, you want to buy a dance? And he'd be like, what? And they'd be like, do you want to buy a dance? He'd be like, one more time? And he would just do that until they left.
Yeah.
He'd be like, well, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. or he'd be like, act like he was so terrified that he couldn't speak. It was just like we're in the wrong fucking place. There's like two weirdos there and us. So we left. And we ended up downtown Portland near this music venue, and a Dwight Yoakam concert had just gotten out.
What?
And we were just like bored, and we wanted to be around people. So we're like, let's find a parking spot, and let's hang out outside this venue. And as people come out, we'll just like mix with them and talk to them. And so all these people are wasted. They're coming out of a Dwight Yoakam concert. And we start talking to this one really drunk guy, starts talking to us. And we're like, asking about some place that we can go, but we're not 21. We can't go to a bar.
Yeah.
And then some weirdo girl walks up and is like, oh, yeah, there's this place down the street. It's like a nightclub, but it's for people who are 19 and over. And we're like, all right, let's go. And she's like, I'll show you the way. So me and two of my friends and a really drunk guy that just got out of a Dwight Yoakam concert and this girl that we didn't have time to like fact check. Like, she was just some weirdo off the street that walked up. We start following her down the street, and she like knows everybody all these people that are on the street she's saying hi to, they're saying hi back to her.
Yeah.
And homeless people, blah, blah, blah. And then she tells us, oh, the other day, this black guy punched me in my face. Haha, don't worry about it. And then she walks straight into a light post.
What?
Like a cartoon character would.
Yeah.
Like,
Did it
like
make a bong
both
sound?
arms, both legs wrapped around a fucking post. And we
she
keep
slide
walking.
down slowly?
Yeah, slowly slides down. And we're like, what the fuck? And she's like, ha 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 ha, like laughing.
Yeah.
And we're like, whatever, let's keep going.
She adjusted the beak from the back of her
Oh,
head to
man.
the front of her head.
It was stupid. And then we kept following her for some reason. And then she's like, it's right up here. And we're like, no, I'm pretty sure the other person that was explaining where it was said it was a right, and you're taking a left. And we still followed her to like this weird, like cemented shack on the side of a really busy freeway.
What?
Yeah. And then she's like, I don't know. It looks like it's locked. And then the drunk guy's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And she's like, oh, there's a bathroom right here. And we're like, no, that's the same shack. And it's not, it's like something that they store like road cones in or something.
Yeah.
And we're all like, this is weird. Let's find a different place to walk. And we walk back to the street, and then a cop pulls up. And he's like, what are you guys doing? And we're like, we're just trying to find this underage like dance club.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, this isn't a very good neighborhood. You guys might want to go home. And then he's like, where did that girl go? And we're like, what? And we looked around, and like one block up is that girl like sprinting.
Yeah.
And then the cop turns on its lights and goes after her. And we're like, all right, time to go home. And we like start walking, and we take the drunk guy back to his truck so he can drunk drive. And then we keep walking. And then all of a
Yeah,
sudden...
you don't want to pass up an opportunity to let a friend drunk drive.
He wasn't a friend.
You have to do it so he can drunk drive.
He was a guy from a Dwight
The
Yoakam
guy.
concert.
Yeah.
There's probably a Dwight Yoakam song saying, go ahead and drunk drive.
Yeah.
And on our way back to our car, that girl is out on the corner, and there is a guy talking to her, and she's like, no, don't worry about them. They're cool. So it turns out this guy is her pimp, and she's a prostitute.
Oh.
And he goes back in the alley, and then we're like, oh, great, we got to talk to her now.
How did he go back? Did he float back into darkness?
Yeah, he gave us a sneering look and then like walked backwards into an alley. and then she was like, hey, where'd you go? And we're like, you ran away and the cops followed you. And she's like, oh yeah, they thought that I was having sex with you for money. Ha ha ha. What are you guys doing now? It was like,
do you want to have sex for money?
we were like 19-year-olds from a town of like 15,000 people. And we were like, this is the craziest night ever. And then we drove back to my brother's place, saw a raccoon, got out of the car and chased it. We're like loser idiots. That story doesn't really have a peak, does
That's
it?
the sort of town that Portland is when you're watching Portlandia. Every Friday night on IFC.
Nah, we weren't at like the cool places of Portland.
Oh,
Everyone
man.
thinks Portland is so cool. I guess it does have some cool things about it. But there's also like whatever. There's like shitty dance clubs there.
Oh yeah.
And there's
just as many shitty places as every town has. The ratio of cool to shitty places is probably just the same, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't spend that much in my young adulthood. I didn't spend that much time in Portland. Mostly Seattle.
Yeah.
Red Band's yawning like crazy.
Redman just let out a huge yawn. Dr. Davey once told me the story about when he went to Brazil with his college choir. Did that guy ever tell you about being in a college choir?
Yeah, like every 2 seconds.
Oh man, he's so proud of it. He went to Brazil, I guess, one time with a college choir, and he was walking down the Copacabana beach with a lot of his choir mates. I guess, would you call them choir mates, or would you just call them? What would you call them?
Choir boys.
Choir boys with his choir boys.
Were there girls there too?
There were girls in his choir. He always talks about not being able to hook up with them. It's hilarious. It's
Wow.
same old Davey.
I don't know if it's hilarious.
No, it's hilarious. He never changes. So I guess he was walking down the Copacabana beach, and there was like he describes it as a gauntlet of prostitutes. Like they were surrounded by, there was 2 lines of prostitutes lined up so that they were walking between them, and the prostitutes kept on propositioning all of the choir boy friends of Davey, but not one of them propositioned Davey. And he still holds a grudge to this day. In the last letter I received, he keeps talking about like, oh, I walked the gauntlet, and the gauntlet didn't want me. Nobody cared in the gauntlet.
The Gauntlet.
The prostitute gauntlet. Oh god.
I bet there's like a better street name.
He needs to shut the heck up. Just man up. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps, Davey. I know you're out. He's out with the flu right now.
He is?
Yeah.
He doesn't talk to me that much.
Yeah, he doesn't like to admit weakness, so he kind of like closes off from people as soon as he gets weak.
Dude's been raped.
That's a very offensive thing to say. I was talking I mean, I know this is cross-podcasting to discuss this, but Joe Rogan was talking about I came in a little earlier. Joe Rogan was still here from his podcast, and he was talking about, they brought up the Daniel Tosh rape thing, and I brought up the issue that I don't think Daniel Tosh was really talking about rape. I think he was just talking about fart jokes, and the lady misheard him. Like he was saying, like, a fart joke is always funny. You have to, if someone were to fart right now, it'd be the most hilarious thing in the world. And the lady misheard because she was so sensitive to the thing.
Yeah, that's probably right. It's probably exactly
Probably.
right.
Daniel Tosh getting in trouble for some fart jokes.
Could you imagine if you were like raping somebody and then you farted? How embarrassing that would be.
That's the worst thing that anyone's ever said. I'm going to go on record as saying that maybe that's the worst thing that anyone's ever said. And kind of, what is this?
It's nothing.
Whoa. Randy's being all serious now.
I'm not being
Really
serious.
Serious face.
I haven't been on a plane. As a comedians go on a lot of planes.
Yeah.
That must mean I'm not a comedian because I don't go anywhere. And I'm going on a plane tomorrow. It's been a really long time. Planes are so uncomfortable for me.
Do you take anything with it? Well, you got an iPad now. Do you take any books or anything? What are you going to do?
I definitely don't take books.
You don't take books?
I don't read.
Wait a minute, but you write letters to me every other week.
I don't read books.
Do you read my letters when they come to you?
Yeah. Totally.
What?
I open them and I read them.
Wait a minute. In the last letter, when I explained how I was going to come here, what was the most important thing that I made note of? I said, always remember this.
Oh, always remember 9/11.
That's not.
That's the saying. Always remember.
No, that's not what I said in the letter. That's
Brendon Walsh. Yeah, it's always remember 9/11.
That is a phrase that is out there.
There's bumper stickers that say that.
There are a lot of bumper stickers and T-shirts and like posters and I don't know, babies that have been born with birthmarks since 9/11 have that for some reason.
Yeah, this says always remember.
Always remember. But what did I say specifically? Not 9/11 that you need to always remember.
Oh, front to back, not back to front.
Are you talking about walking?
Wiping.
Wiping?
Yeah.
Wait, you're right. You wipe front to back?
Front to back, yeah, so you don't get shit in your pussy.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, that's like a girl rule.
Yeah. What about just getting shit on your taint? That's easy because you just wipe some more. Put it up to the balls. Wipe some more. It goes up the shaft. Wipe some more. It's on the tip. Wipe some more. It's off that motherfucker.
I don't agree with that. I don't want shit on my balls.
Well, I mean, it's only on there for a second until you wipe it up to your shaft, man.
Well, then you got it on your shaft.
And then you just wipe it off there under the tip, dude.
I don't want it on my tip, dude.
Then after the tip, you just wipe it off and it's on the toilet paper, motherfucker.
I don't want it on the toilet paper, motherfucker.
You got to put it on the toilet paper, motherfucker. You don't want it on the toilet paper? And then what you do is you just start back up again, put it on the butthole.
Butthole.
If you don't want to get off that, if you got some shit to avoid while you're taking a shit, just keep wiping back to front. Once you get it off the tip, put it back on your butthole and do the whole process over again.
How much do you poop? I know I don't want to talk about coming and pooping this whole time, I guess, but how much? Well, first of all, let me make one quick statement. We recorded an episode with Brendon, and it's available for you to listen to on iTunes. Go to the Bone Zone's iTunes, or it's also on our feed if you go to feeds.feedburner/the Bone Zone.
That's getting me hungry.
It's called Home Zone number 7. So Davey, me, and Brendon, a brand new episode. If you want to listen to it, also go to bonezonepodcast.com.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I had said that yet. So
oh man,
Brendon is not here, but I just wanted to make sure let you know there is an episode where all three of us were talking to each other.
Yeah.
So how much do you shit?
What? Well, I mean, it depends. I'll be honest with you. If you're only sustaining yourself on Mission burritos, you're gonna
You shit pretty regularly.
pretty regularly. You
Yeah.
got yourself on a regular hourly schedule. What's that? And I mean, that's when you're awake and when you're asleep. So that's 24 times a day. That's not bad.
24 times a day?
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you.
So you're just always shitting.
I'll be honest with you. They're
Every
not.
hour you start a shit.
I'll be honest with you though. They're just regular sized shits. They're not small nor large, so you don't have to worry, man. Just have regular shits. 24
So it's
shits.
like the thing where it says you should have lots of small meals a day instead of
Yeah.
3 big ones.
Yeah.
You follow that rule, but with shits.
Yeah.
So you have
lots of regular shits a day, but neither large nor small ones.
So you just have lots of small shits.
Yeah, lots of small shits, man.
So you drop off like a handful of raisinets here and there. You have like deer poops.
Deer poops?
Yeah, you ever
Kinda
seen
large
you ever
deer
seen a
poops.
deer poop? They
Like
just look like little cocoa pebbles.
Oh, I saw ones that look like bocce balls.
Well, then that's definitely not a deer.
What makes a bocce ball size poop, man?
A horse.
A horse makes a bocce ball poop?
A horse apple.
Horse apple? That's what they call horse apples?
Yeah, they're just like they're like spherical like dumps.
Sphere dumps?
Sphere dumps.
Sphere dumps.
Sphere the sphere.
Yeah, Fear the Sphere. That's a T-shirt. Do you guys make T-shirts?
Yeah, especially
Fear
if it's
the
about
sphere.
horse poop. We definitely will make one.
You should make one that says Fear the Sphere on the back, and then it has a spherical dump right by.
Don't try to trick us, Brendon Walsh.
Oh, Brendon Walsh.
There are listen. If you want to talk about Pavlovian responses,
I love Pavlov.
but the only things that are actual Pavlovian. So Pavlov.
Mm-hmm. He had the dog that
ring a bell, dog salivates.
Yeah.
So that's like a reaction that the dog made without thinking about it, and it's like a neurological, like physical reaction. It's not like I don't even know if saying something. I don't think that's a Pavlovian. There's something about it that might
Could you
be.
do that through like hypnosis though? Make someone have a Pavlovian response.
Well, Pavlovian stuff is like your mouth is salivating.
Mm-hmm. Your body is doing something physical beyond.
Yeah, it's not like you're not thinking about it.
Yeah.
I wonder if saying a name would be like an example of that. Like you will, if you start thinking about a type of food, there are times where you will salivate.
Yeah.
It's the same thing because, in the past when you've had those types of food, you're salivating because you're getting ready to eat it. And that increases digestion if you have more saliva to help with the food.
Yeah. Or like when you get home, like you're in such a comfortable space, you're near your home-based toilet. Is that what you call it?
I call it the home-based toilet.
The home-based toilet, so you immediately start to kind of need to go to the restroom.
Maybe.
Like, I don't want to get too specific, but like a number 2. A number 2. Like you immediately start to have to kind of number 2.
It's a little too specific for me, bro. I wish you just would have said a number 1 or a number 2.
Yeah. You either have one or the other. Or the number 3, man.
Number 3, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I call the Arnold Palmer.
Wait.
Iced tea.
wait.
out of your butt.
Are we talking about the same thing?
Yeah, it's not if you're not quite so solid on either end. If you don't have a solid pee or a solid poo.
Huh. That's weird.
They mix up into a nice little Arnold Palmer.
It's a half and half?
A half and half.
Wow. Arnold Palmer
It's a hard word to
himself
say,
would
yeah.
be so proud.
Hard name to say. Arnold
It's
Palmer.
fucking very hard, especially if you're trying to order it and you're wasted.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh, I've heard stories of like eye dilation.
Yeah.
Is something that you could probably work towards with a Pavlovian response, because that's a total like physical response that reacts to light.
Yeah.
Your eyes dilating or constricting, and if you were to play a noise and then flash a flashlight in someone's eyes and do that enough, that just that noise could
Trigger the
trigger the response in your eyes. And I've heard of stories. So I guess saying a name, I guess that could be Pavlovian to a certain extent. It's not based, because it's not based on rewards or punishments.
Yeah.
Or you know how like you scratch a dog's neck and it starts to scratch its own neck because you've created the itch.
Yeah.
You could do the same thing with a whistle, scratch a dog's thing, and then maybe the whistle will make the dog scratch its neck.
Huh.
So like you could have it like running down a field and then blow that whistle and then it'll just start to fall because it scratches. So
Oh man, that's a good way to fuck up your dog, man.
there's some weird.
You just learned a good, funny way to fuck up a dog.
there's some weird shit that's like mentally / physically possible that we don't realize, you know?
Your body is a wonderland.
Your body is a wonderland, and I've heard that before.
I haven't. I thought I created it.
I know, it's a bummer, right? Sucks. Older. And all my friends are like
What is
married
this?
to all these women who hate me. Most of my friends' wives hate me. They're just like, nah,
What
where
is
are you
this?
gonna go? Hang out
I don't
with your
know. I
stupid
didn't
friend
bring it.
Brendon?
It's Brendon?
Oh, is this
But
Brendon?
Is this Brendon's
I hang
stand-up?
out with my
Yeah.
Is this him right now? Is
and
this
their
live?
wives
Yeah.
a lot.
Why is it playing?
And, like, I
I don't know. I didn't
hang
do it.
out
I thought
with,
you were
like,
doing
3
it.
or
I'm not
more
doing this.
Drunk ladies, you're gonna wind up at a karaoke
Why is
bar
his-
eventually. There's no way.
I mean, it's hilarious, but this is
Drunk
kind of
girls
strange.
love singing
These guys just-
karaoke.
What is this joke?
But I got
Is this
news
him
for you,
live right
drunk
now on the
ladies.
East Coast?
I don't
I
know.
think it
Nobody
is. I
wants to
think
hear
this is
that.
him. Where's it at? Wait, they just bleeped him live?
Wow.
Is he at like some
I
sort of
never
weird
thought to
censored
myself,
show?
Man, I really love all the songs of Journey.
Oh, dude, he does?
But I always thought they'd be really awesome if Teresa from Human
I
Resources
guess it's just
sang
playing.
to me
I guess we don't have
after
as
a
much
couple
control as we
frozen
thought we did.
margaritas.
Huh.
I guess we'll just listen to it for a while.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
hear
have a
what
couple frogaritas,
old
Trace.
BW has to say.
Sing Don't Stop Believing the way it should be sung. It's girls' night. Woo!
I didn't read all the stuff he sent me, so maybe. All right.
Is
Well,
there something in the clause? Is there like a contract?
I guess like a certain amount of time has to play it. I don't know.
We have to play.
It seems like this whole
We have to check in
saying
with
his
Brendon?
name has been really disruptive.
He's very. I mean, I'll give him this. He started the podcast, right? It was all. Did he start the podcast, or he? He's in charge of it. He's like the leader
Wow, the podcast was created because of him,
because of him.
and I think legally he owns.
So he gets more points on the back end, or whatever that's called. Like once this thing's in syndication and you're getting residuals and stuff like that, he gets like 10%, and you guys get like what, 6?
Like if you're an adult and you have enough money,
Is it? Are you
can eat
kidding me?
birthday cake.
He's
Is it
coming
playing
back
again?
into
Do
it.
you know that? You don't have to wait for somebody.
It's the same thing.
No, that's a different
Birthday
one.
cakes every day.
This one's pretty funny.
Get whatever you
Oh,
want.
I've heard
written
this
on them,
joke,
too.
the birthday joke.
You don't have to get
birthday
happy
cake
birthday
joke.
written on there. Get whatever you want. Like you can walk into a bakery tomorrow, order 3 birthday cakes. And
I mean,
make
it
the
seems like
baker
it's
write
kind of
them
stepping on
breakfast,
what we're
lunch,
trying
and
to do.
dinner.
Yeah, I mean, it is
And
really
just stand there and
funny.
eat one right in front of us.
I love his jokes. As much as like this bugs me,
Right there on
I love his
site.
jokes.
We have to get cake.
Brendon Walsh.
Brendon Walsh. Brendon Walsh.
Brendan Walsh. Brendan Walsh. Brendan Walsh. Brendan Walsh.
Brendon Walsh.
Brendan Walsh.
Brendon Walsh.
Brendan Walsh.
Brendon Walsh.
Brendan Walsh.
Brendon Walsh.
Brendan Walsh.
Brendon Walsh.